This video is about how to graph perpendicular lines. So the directions say sketch the graph of each line, then write an equation of a perpendicular line and graph it. So the last video was about parallel lines, where the slope is the same. For perpendicular lines, we're looking at the slope again, but instead of it being the same, it's the negative reciprocal. Which means that we flip the fraction upside down and then we change the sign. So on our first problem, we have y equals 4/5 x, and I'm going to add in a plus 0 here. So if we graph that, we start at 0, and then we go up 4, and then to the left, or sorry, to the right 5, or we can go down 4 to the left 5. So this is what our line would look like. And then the negative reciprocal, so we have y equals, we're going to flip the fraction, so we have 5/4 instead of 4/5, and we make it negative. And then you can do any y-intercept that you want. To make this easy, I'm just going to do the same one, because it doesn't matter. So here we have our y-intercept at 0, which is the same, and then our rise over run is -5/4. So I'm going to go down 5 and to the right 4. Or I can go up 5 and to the left 4. That would be like +5 over -4, which is the same thing. So now I'm going to draw the line. And perpendicular means that these form a 90-degree angle. So it should look like there's a right angle right here where those lines intersect. So if it doesn't look like it's a 90-degree angle, then you might have done your slope wrong. So just check to make sure you did the negative reciprocal. On number 2, we have y equals 2x plus 4. So 2, it's not a fraction, but we can write it as a fraction and write it as 2/1. So when we write our negative reciprocal, we flip the fraction, so we'd have 1/2, and we make it negative. If it was negative already, then we make it positive. And I'm going to put my x, and I'm just going to do the y-intercept as the same, because it makes it easy. So we have y equals 2x plus 4, and then y equals -1/2 x plus 4. So 4 is our y-intercept. For our first line, we have 2/1. So I'm going to go up 2 and then to the right 1. Or we can go down 2 and left 1. So these would be our points right here. And then for our perpendicular line, we have our y-intercept of 4, and our slope is -1/2. So for the rise over run, we have -1/2, or we can write it as 1/2, because it doesn't matter if the negative is in the numerator or the denominator, but that way it gives us both the left direction and the right direction. So we can either go down 1 and over 2 to the right, like this, or we can go up 1 and to the left 2, like that. And that gives us our perpendicular line. You can see that it forms a 90-degree angle, so that means that we did it right. Okay, we'll do one more. Let's do number 4. So on here, the slope is -2/3. So to find the negative reciprocal, we flip the fraction. So it was 2/3, now it's 3/2. And this one was negative, so we make this one positive. So they should be opposite signs, and the fractions should be flipped. So if we graph this, I'm just going to do 3/2 x minus 3. So we have -3, that's our y-intercept. And then we have -2/3. This is our rise over run. So I'm going to go down 2 and to the left, or sorry, to the right 3, or we can go up 2 and to the left 3. So that's our first line. And then the other line, we have 3/2 x minus 3. So we have 3 over 2. That's our rise over run. So I'm going to go up 3 and over 2 like this, or we can go down 3 and left 2. And that gives us our other line. And that forms a 90-degree angle. And that's how you do that homework.